Hello, everyone. I will be going through the 2021 Tech Committee process that we will be going through this year. And so here is a Google document. You'll be working on this Google document with your TBT team. And so one person, maybe it's your BLT leader, your coach, your department head, whoever you want to pick, will make a copy of this Google document. Just communicate who is going to share out this Google document. Once you have the shared copy in the editable version, you are going to type every single staff member name that is working on here. They can type their own name, but I just need everyone that's working on this document. The next step is to write your TBT name. This can be up to you if you want to do it by grade level, so 6th grade ELA, or maybe you want to split it up by building, so 6th grade ELA Tollgate, or 7th grade ELA Ridgeview. Again, this is up to you and your department. And then I just need to know. Maybe you want to fill this out individually. That's fine too. Just let me know how you're filling out this form so I can quickly glance at, okay, this is this department's, this is this one's, and we're able to sort the data a little bit better. Here's the timeline. So on the 17th, you were given a Google Calendar invite. You will use that Google Meet to join the overview meeting. And I will be going over the same processes as I'm going over in this video, but if you want to hear it twice or need a reminder, this video is here for you. On the 17th, the Google Forms are due that both students and teachers, which we'll talk about in a minute, and then also this document. Also, if you have any requests for any new programs, those will all be due on the 17th. So you'll have about a month to work on all of this information. After this meeting, or after everything is due, you'll just send it to me. On the 24th, of March, we will have our tech committee reps meet and we'll decide what next steps. So that means what programs will go on to write proposals for and complete rubrics and all of those different paperwork steps that we need to do. Once we have the paperwork done, we will then go to recommendations to Brian and Sabrina. So we will submit those on May 1st. At the end of May, you will get an email about what has been approved for the next school year. Here is the Google form that you will submit individually. So that means every single person will complete this Google form. You're going to tell me what subject you teach, what grade, and again, it's check if you do multiple. And then you're going to do a rating scale for each of these programs on how well you like the program or how well you don't like the program. Once you're done with the rating scales, you're going to go on and pick your next top 3 programs that you prefer. This is just kind of to let us know what are your top 3 that you really like. Once you finish, feel free to add additional comments here. If you don't want to, no need to. If you want to add all of your comments to the Google Doc, but since you're completing this individually, if you have any individual concerns or questions or needs, please provide those here so we can look over those. Once you're done, you're going to submit. This will only allow you to fill out once, so if you need to, go back, do that now, because you will not be able to sit another form. Feel free to email me if there's any changes that you want me to make. Once you do your Google form, we're going to work on the Google document. Again, one person from your team, I'm going to bold that, will go to File, make a copy, and they're going to share the documents with your team members plus myself, and then allow anyone in the PLSD to view. So you're going to go to Share, add everybody to the list, change this to anyone in PLSD. Once you're done, you will also remember to share it with me. Okay, so once you have your copy, this video will be linked here. If you need to review or have any questions, I will also record the middle school and junior high meetings, and those will go here. Here is the whole process if you are interested. There's this Google form. If there's a program we currently don't have that you're maybe using the free version for and would like the paid version, we ask that you complete this Google form, and it goes into depth with different questions, and it allows us to bring these programs to the tech committee on the, I believe it's the 24th. Okay, so we need all of this by the 17th. So we have that information ready for the tech committees on the 24th. So again, if there's any program that your department would like to purchase or anything that you might need for next school year, feel free to put in a request, and then we look over all of this information together at the tech committee. Here is the process. So all of these different steps are kind of covered in this Google Doc showing up here. So what we are going to first do is we're going to first complete the looking at all of the programs, and then we will work on the different rubrics and applications to submit to Brian and Sabrina. We also have to double check that all of the programs will work with our computers and Wi-Fi and software and all of that kind of information. We also have to make sure it's appropriate and aligns with our standards, and it is great for student learning. Here's a rubric we have to fill out. So if you're interested in all of this, again, that link is on here, or you can set up a meeting and I'd be more than happy to go through this process with you at an individual time. But the biggest link that you might need is this link if you wanted to request a program for any reason. Next here is all of the programs. So you'll see a list of all the programs listed. If you do not use a program, you do not need to fill out the blanks. So for example, if I teach ELA, I don't need to fill out the ST Math area. If I don't use ST Math, I don't need to fill it out either. So it's going to ask you, are there any flaws that are preventing the effective use of this program? Is there anything that's not allowing you to use this program to the full capacity? So maybe that means there's been issues like with Edulastic and getting kids to sync, and maybe there's been issues with ClassLink and iReady not working. List all of those different issues and we can look over those and send them to our vendor before renewing the contract. The next question is, has the training support been appropriate for educators? If no, provide what training needs to be done. This allows us to know, are you not using the program because you don't know how to use it? What kind of training would you like? Would you like it one-on-one, small group? How would you prefer this training to be done? Or maybe you think the training has been appropriate and you know the program inside out and you could teach others. And then you'll leave additional comments. This is anything that your department might want to leave to let us know about that program. Like, this is a must keep. We use this. Our usage has gone up since COVID due to this. Anything like that, feel free to leave a comment about. Again, multiple people can type on this document. Here's all the programs again. Here's more programs. Down here, it says add any additional programs your department may use that are paid programs that are not listed. So these are all programs that are paid by technology, so my department. Down here, these programs, so like EL Imagine Learning is provided by the EL department. That does not come out of the technology budget, but we still want this input. So if you are a subgroup, maybe use Lexia or EL or some other program that your department or area pays for, you're going to delete this box and you will just simply write EL Imagine Learning or whatever program you use. If you need more boxes, feel free to add more or delete a program that is listed that you don't use. So again, you'll need to delete this text and add your programs here and then fill out the 3 questions. Again, there's so many additional programs for our subgroups that I didn't want to list them all. So every department will just go in and do that themselves. Once you finish this, this is for junior high only. So if you're a part of the middle schools, you do not need to do this part. You're going to look at Edulastic and Elluminate, so the junior highs. You're going to list out the pros and the cons for each, and then you're going to cast your vote. So every single person is going to vote for which program they prefer. It's either going to be Edulastic or Elluminate. Again, feel free to add any comments that you might have individually that you don't want to share with your TBT, and then you will submit your vote. Alex and History Alive, again, you'll answer these 3 questions if you use those programs. And then the final thoughts. So this is the last area on the Google form. And you're going to talk with your department and you're going to decide who is going to be the technology rep. This person is going to come to the meeting on the 24th, and they are going to be representative of your department. They're going to be able to kind of share everyone's voice from this meeting and share what programs that your department would like to keep or get rid of. So right here is the Google form. That person, whoever you pick, is going to fill out this Google form. So you're going to fill out your first and last name, your school, department, grade, and then submit. I do need representatives from the EL and Spec Ed, so you will want to talk with those people in those departments to also decide who's going to rep in the Spec Ed and EL positions and how they're going to and who's going to do that. So they also need to be representative for each grade and each department. If you want to come by school, that's an option too. So you can send 3 people from the middle schools. If you're like 6th grade ELA, maybe 1 person from Diley, Harmon, Tollgate, and and they can all come too. If you feel really close as a TBT and you trust those people, you could just send one person, and that person might be from Diley. So I'm fine with however your TBT decides who that person is. I trust you guys, and I know you'll pick the right person to do the job. Again, you can pick by building or you can do single. That's kind of up to your TBT. And then the final question, what programs have you used during COVID? Will you continue to use these programs when we return to normal, and how will usage change? So think about COVID. Is there programs maybe we bought like Padlet during COVID that you don't need anymore when we return to normal, or maybe you do need it? So just talk about that usage and how it might change if we do come back to normal, so that we can advocate to keep or get rid of those programs. And then you're going to give this survey to your students. They can do it virtually, or they can do it in person during poll time, E&I, whenever you have time. Again, it can be done at home. It doesn't matter to me. It just needs to be done. And then you're going to share again this document with me if you haven't, and then respond to this document. All the responses will go here. So you don't need to do anything with this sheet. This is just if you want to see other examples or other departments, all of this information will be here for your viewing. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or David. Again, this is a long process and you have a whole month to complete it. So you can decide how you want to break up your TBT time. Maybe you want to work on 4 programs at a time, take 15 minutes out of the TBT time and just work on those over the course of the month. That's fine. Or maybe you want to fill it out all during one TBT. Again, totally up to you how it gets done. It just needs to get done by the 17th. If you have any questions, please let me know.